feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah. Go, go, go. Hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
Let's fight.
Ready, bro. Firing all cylinders. Reaction time there, speed there. Scope. That's what's getting. That's what got him ready. Scope.
Good. Good. Stay in your rhythm, champ. Stay in your rhythm. Your rhythm, your time, your fight. Let's go.
He's trying hard. Good job. It's effort.
It's evident from the way Stevenson is preparing for Teofimo Lopez that the entire camp is focused on controlling and surviving the early turbulence rather than shining late when things are comfy. The opening part of a fight is when Teofimo is most dangerous. With fast-paced rounds, brief rest intervals, and drills that require him to quickly regain distance after being rushed, Shakur's conditioning is therefore built to withstand pressure right away. In order to make winning rounds under pressure feel no different from cruising afterward, the idea is to make pressure feel natural rather than overpowering.
How many rounds you do today? 17, right?
Fixing the minor defensive errors that appeared in recent battles is also a significant portion of the job, because even one perfect shot counts versus Teofimo. Because of this, every jab and check hook now has an automatic step away or angle shift. Teo is no longer given the assurance that he can land if he pushes his way in. Nor does Shakur's style of movement involve doing laps around the ring. Teofimo is kept close enough to swing but never balanced enough to land cleanly with tiny, deliberate steps. In a mental sense, the camp is about understanding Teofimo's routines, including how he fills up on single shots, jumps in, and pauses. As a result, those attacks start to feel predictable rather than dangerous by the middle rounds. Instead of overpowering or knocking Teofimo out, the strategy is to make him miss early, touch him back each time, and gradually erode his confidence until the strong outbursts stop. To put it simply, Shakur is training to make Teofimo work more for less reward until the battle is controlled, frustrating, and stacked in Shakur's favor.
I got you on my time.
Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. There we go, there we go. Left 15, all the way down.
I feel great. Those sprints kind of be getting me right, get my conditioning right. Sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint. Cause it's like, to start the pace fast as hell and then they can't keep up the pace, but the sprints will kind of get you in shape to where once you break down, sometimes you get a second win, then you get another win, then you get another win after that. So I did the sprints a lot in a Jamel Herring fight, That's why you seen me fight at a fast pace. And then once I slowed down, I picked it back up and I had all the energy in the world to do it. So we locked in.
This is the point at which Shakur Stevenson's training's cool reasoning collides with the chaos. Because these discussions cease to sound theoretical once you've established a camp around enduring turmoil without terror. Hearing the back and forth between Sean Porter and the crew, beneath the humor, I can hear the true argument. We punish combatants who survive too well, even if we claim to seek ferocity. Porter's discussion on space, restarts, and restarting the battle isn't dull. Teofimo Lopez needs rhythm breaks to feel dangerous. Therefore, it's how you deprive him of oxygen. And I laugh when people argue that Shakur should exhibit the dog because Shakur's entire career is based on refusing to be touched, and dogs get hit. We gripe about running, then acknowledge that Teao has had dull nights as well. Suddenly, no one wants to finish the sentence. That's boxing. However, Teofimo's ability to turn a battle around in an instant makes the wild card chatter genuine.
Yeah, let's do the rest centered up, I think. Oh, centered up? Okay, yeah, sorry. So he's looking right in the camera? Yeah, because he's talking.
Yeah, I'll land a punch on him. For sure.
Do you believe your opponent underestimates you?
I think my opponent is underestimating me because he said that I'm slow and he thinks that I'm too small.
He's extremely smart.
Okay.
I can guarantee you this is what Shakur is going to do. Shakur is going to come out middle of the ring, work that jab, work that pawn that he does, all that, the feints. He's going to try to touch him with the jab, but he's going to be waiting on his moments to snap with that right hand, waiting on his moments to counter, waiting on his moments. And when they're not there, he's just going to slide off, go for that little walk.
Shakur, on the other hand, wins by subtly eliminating choices one by one. In my opinion, Shakur becomes more authentic the more fans demand him to fight in a different way. He's seeking minutes, not cheers. That twitchiness escalates into shadowboxing with repercussions if Teao is unable to force trades. We're not debating skill versus excitement. Rather, we're debating whether patience should be penalized for remaining silent. For this reason, this battle is risky on both sides because chaos requires permission, and Shakur trains to never give it. If order holds, we'll call it boring, but if chaos lands, we'll act shocked even though we begged for it. In any case, what keeps me trapped is when someone's reality is revealed. Keep your eyes open and examine your bias, awaiting the time when discipline is put to the test in a real-world situation. Live in consequences in rounds, not nostalgia or Twitter chatter. Bernie Fay, a boxer, steps in and shifts the angle without raising his voice, making the point that people are ignoring what this fight is really about. According to him, Shakur isn't just hard to hit. He exists in that uncomfortable space where you feel close enough to be confident but far enough to look foolish, echoing the Mayweather effect. It's not about flash, just a steady buildup of quiet frustration.
Restart. Shakur is the kind of fighter that does not mind restarting. That was our thing, was once we start, we want to do the best we can to get away from another restart, because the restart allows you to reset, allows you that space, and stuff like that. The thing that I like about Shakur, though, is, we already know the statistical numbers in terms of how much he gets hit per round and even per fight, which is
low.
But the other side of that is offensively, he's very accurate. Very accurate. We don't like that he might throw 30, 40 punches around. He's usually on point when he throws. He don't miss. He finds his moments and then he turns it on. The difference is when he turns it on is he's delivered that power to a point where we actually sit back and all right, round after round, like, all right, he's losing these rounds. Now listen, man, we're talking about a situation. We're talking about a situation where a fighter could be smart enough to just be right on point. What I mean by that is, we could be in a situation where both these guys kind of coasting fields, finding moments to steal moments in every round and steal rounds, and actually win on the scorecard simply because he did just a little bit more, simply because he was just a little bit more active. I don't know.
You can't show up bored against a person who turns boredom into control. So when Bernie notes that Teofimo hasn't appeared dominant lately, I sense less hate and more caution. He claimed that when you're up against Shakur Stevenson, a fighter who doesn't hurry greatness, it matters that Teao gets touched, bruised, and loses sharpness. He sends it an invoice. Bernie's framing of it as Shakur's struggle to define himself rather than Teo's is appealing to me since it's pressure in disguise. The man across from you isn't the real opponent. You're battling patience, hype, and expectations. Bernie says Teo had his moment after Lomachenko and let it drift, proving boxing doesn't wait. The question becomes simple. How do you hurt Shakur if you can't hit him? At that point, talk turns theoretical, and highlight reels mean nothing. Comparing Shakur to Mayweather isn't praise. It's a diagnosis, and this fight decides whether control or chaos defines his rise. Following Bernie's depiction of Shakur as a slow-building frustration machine, Jose Benavides Sr. adds the voice of a gym veteran who's seen talent stalled by habit. He calls Shakur incredibly gifted but almost too responsible, a polite way of saying he'll win without excitement. It's not condemnation but diagnosis. Shakur chooses control over risk, even though we've seen flashes of more. Fans may want fireworks, but you can't fault a fighter for protecting his future.
Shakur has the ability to diffuse you, so I think he has the Mayweather effect where he can diffuse you. It's just on if he's going to take the more risk, to stamp his victory, you know what I mean? He's gonna let his hands go in the times that he could using his speed, so that's just what I think it is with that. I think he know how to nullify what you're doing. Sometimes he leads in some fights, he's not as capitalized as much as you think he could, so I think that's gonna be it. If we make him miss, make him pay 2 or 3, not just one counter punch, So I think that's the thing will be about it, and I'm sure that he will. I'm sure that he will. Of course, he's gonna be a little cautious at first, but Teo ain't knocking nobody out neither. Just so the kid he in a good position, and if he is able to win against Teofimo Lopez, he will be a lineal champion in 2 weights. And who? Okay, Teo, he's done that. So if he beats Teo, he equals that accomplishment, and he beats him. So I would definitely say he's the best boxer. He's the best one.
Shakur Stevenson's fucking insane. He's good. He knows how to win fights. He doesn't risk as much, and I think he should because he's really good at it. But he just sometimes makes fights so boring. The only one that I like is the one that he fought and looked spectacular. Yeah, inside. He stayed inside. He showed. I was like, what the fuck? And all the other fights, I would just fall asleep, bro, too.
Jose then turns his attention to Teofimo Lopez, and the moment becomes more human. He calls Teo a showman, someone who does things you can't teach, but adds a quiet warning that boxing punishes distraction. Teo is dangerous when focused. That's not hype, but inconsistency turns him into a question mark. By calling it a 50-50th fight, Jose makes it clear this isn't about talent or styles. It's about discipline versus temptation, and we all know which usually wins under the lights. Shakur's camp, built to normalize chaos, Bernie's warning about that cursed range where confidence dies, and Jose's reminder that discipline defines careers all point to the same truth. This fight isn't about being louder or flashier, but about survival. Teofimo feeds on moments and emotion, while Shakur lives on time, denial, and control. One man needs the night to speed up, the other to slow down, turning every round into a test rather than a highlight. This isn't boring versus exciting, it's philosophy versus philosophy, and with every bell, someone's truth is exposed. Now, share your opinions in the comments. Have a serious discussion about it. Don't avoid it. Remember to always like, share, and subscribe.